Jason Ryan Dorsey, the Gen Y Guy, is a best-selling author and acclaimed speaker. He has appeared on 60 Minutes, 2020, The Today Show, The View, and in Fortune magazine.
The key thing is this. For the first time in U.S. history, we have 4 generations working together. It has never happened before. And if you went and got an MBA 5 years ago at the best business school in the country, they were not talking about this because it simply was not supposed to happen. And how many of you right now work with people of all different ages? Anybody? Is that fair? How many of you have noticed some disconnects between the ages? Who in here has ever had a conversation with a young person and you just knew by the end of it they had no idea what you're talking about? Right? So what do baby boomers do? You take out a pen and paper and you write us a note. By hand. In cursive. We can't read cursive. So what do? We text you, and you never get it. This is going to be a big challenge for organizations that choose not to deal with it, and it's going to be a strategic opportunity for the organizations that do choose to address it. And that's the insight I'm going to give you today. How many of you have ever been offended when somebody was talking about a generation and put you in that category? Anybody? Right? I know what you're talking about. I look at a baby boomer and I don't just say to them, I know your type. You get there early, you stay late, you tuck in your shirt, and you know how to tie a tie. Okay, so it's all true. But when I speak about generations, all I want you to consider is my angle is this. Generations are not a box. They are simply clues. They're clues on where to start to better lead and manage people of different ages. That's it. If we put everybody in a box, eventually they're not going to fit. They're simply clues. But what gets me is where generations come from. There's 4 factors, and I want to cover each of them briefly. Number 1, most important one, 4 factors that shape a generation. Most important one, number 1, parenting trends. Gen Y, our parents are almost exclusively baby boomers. Where are the baby boomers? I know you're here. Raise your hand because you guys love things in the morning. There's the baby boomers. You guys are great. Please never retire. Please. I mean, you have all kinds of skills that we don't. My favorite, long division. Who in here remembers a computer that took punch cards? Raise your hand. Now keep your hands up. Look at this. Look at this. Who has no idea what I'm talking about? Right? Isn't that crazy? Check this out. Who in here remembers using a ditto machine? Yes! What'd you do with those? You crank them, and then what would you do? The purple paper. Look at the young people right there. They're going, why is that dude smelling the paper? Email doesn't smell. So we got a whole different view as we enter the workplace. And this is the one that makes employers mad, and I think some of you can vouch for me. How many of you have ever dealt with a Gen Y employee who showed up and felt entitled? Who's ever dealt with that? You know, you show up and it's like they feel you owe them something. And you're going, where do they get this mindset? You ask them, where do you see yourself in a year? And they say, in your chair. But I'll buy a better one. Where do they get this mindset? What are they thinking? I'm going to solve it for you right now. Some of you will come up afterwards and hug me. Some of you will go home and kick your children out. Watch carefully. Remember, I said Gen Y's parents are all boomers. Gen Y feels entitled because we have been saved by our parents. I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you. Entitlement is 100% a learned behavior. You're not born entitled. You have to learn it. I'm going to prove it to you. Boomers, where are the boomers? Raise your hand again. Please never retire. Please. I'm going to give you a boomer on their 18th birthday. You're going to have a flashback. And then I'm going to give you Gen Y on their 18th birthday, and everything will make sense. You'll know immediately what I'm saying. Watch carefully. Boomers, make sure you can see me. Everybody see me? Watch carefully. Boomers, you turned 18. Your mom and your dad met you at the door because they were married to each other. And they said, "We love you. We are so proud of you. You have a big future ahead." But you're 18 now. So you need to get another job, go to college, join the military, get married. We don't care. Get out. And we may move and not tell you. And 80 million boomers went kicking and screaming into the world, some with flowers in their hair, to a workforce where there were more people than there were jobs. All the Gen Yers in here hear this. It's something we've never imagined. A workforce where there were more people than there were jobs, and boomers learned quickly the secret to job security and career success was to outwork the competition, which you still do to this day. You get there early, you stay late, you work on Saturdays, you brag about it on Monday, and it freaks us out. Now that's the boomer on their 18th birthday. Let me give you Gen Y on our 18th birthday. Here's where it all comes together. You know this because you boomers in here, you told us this, so finish the sentence for me. You told us, don't follow the money. Do what makes you. So we said, well, I've been working for 3 days. Not happy yet. Think I'll quit. And we don't even quit. We just stop going. How different is Gen Y just from Gen X? I want to draw at least one distinction. I'm going to share with you. My wife is in Gen X. She is 6 years older than me because I'm that good at speaking. We start dating. I do exactly what a Gen Yer in a relationship would do. I send her sweet text messages. Important things like, "Hi, thinking of you," smiley face, exclamation mark. For a month, I'm getting no response. And I need some instant gratification. So 1 month into dating, we're sitting at lunch and her phone goes off. And she goes, "What is wrong with my phone? It has been making these noises for a month." She didn't know what a text message was. So I show her. She's like, "I didn't know you felt that way about me." And by the way, you know you're over 30 if you spell out the words in your text messages. Busted. And you're over 40 if you use commas. Number one, this is key and it's so easy. Make their first day at work unforgettable. How do you do that? Give you an example. We show up to work. We're excited, we're nervous, we're all those things. You greet us and you give us a box. We open it up and in the box are our pre-printed business cards. Gives you complete permission to say, "Welcome to the team. We represent you now and you represent us." As such, here are some of our expectations. You say all the things you've been wanting to say. And then you ask them what their expectations are. Who is the first person on earth they are going to give that business card to? Their mom, yes. And many of them are going to give it to her right when she picks us up.
To inquire about Jason's availability for your event, learn how he can customize a presentation to fit your goals, and to request a detailed speaking proposal, please contact Jason's team at 512-259-6877 or info@jasondorsey.com.